Guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we will be discussing the problem Leetcode 2301 match substring after replacement. Okay, so this is a hard problem as you can see, and it is one of those problems which like once you read it you would get upset like what are we supposed to even do in these types of problem. But eventually I got along and I was able to solve this problem. Once you get the approach, then it becomes a bit easier to solve this type of problem. Let's deal into the solution first. Let's read the question up first. So you will have been given two strings, one s and another is sub, and you have been given a 2D character array mappings. Okay, where mappings of I consist old and new. Okay, got it. Indicates that you may perform the following operation any number of times. That you can replace a character old or sub with new. Okay, each character in sub cannot be replaced more than once. Return true if it is possible to make sub of a substring s by replacing 0 or more characters according to mappings, otherwise return false. Okay. And substring definition is then given contiguous non-empty sequence of character within a string. Okay. So over here you would get to know what the question say more from the example for this particular problem. Okay. So like if we see over here, we have been given a bigger string first, which is considered s, and another string for a sub, and we have been given the mappings of it. Okay, so for the from the mapping we can see like e is 3, t is 7, and t is 8. Okay, so that means from sub, instead of E, I can use 3, and instead of T, I can use either 7 or either 8. And I have to make the sub in such a way that sub is eventually a part of the substring. Like if you see LEET and you see like over here L3E7, if you have a closer look and you see LEET, so L and L matches good. 3 and E doesn't match at first, but instead of E from mappings I can see that I can use 3, so that's a good point. Now we'll move forward to E, and this E match. Okay, and instead of T I can either use 7 or 8, so I shall use 7. So L, I eventually got my sub as L3E7, which is a substring of S. So if I am able to find such a string, such a substring, then I would return true. Otherwise, if I'm not able to find one, it would be false. Like see in this example, I have F00L over here and I have fool over here. Okay, so F and F matches, but O maps with 0. Okay, O is mapping with 0, but I'm only allowed to change the characters from sub. So for 0, I don't have any mappings, so we cannot change. So it doesn't matches. And if we go towards the entire string, we won't be getting any appropriate answer, so so the problem has returned false. So like this we are supposed to do. So what is the thinking procedure for this particular problem? What I thought was, basically I'll try to make a window. Okay, this is this can be done through sliding window technique. I'll first calculate the window size, which should be the length of the sub string, sub dot length, that one. I'm not talking about the substring, but sub dot length. Okay, so I'll get the window size. After that, what I'm supposed to do that I'll set I equal to I'll make a basically a window of that sub length. Okay, and then I'll take out the substring, and then I'll take out the sub, and I'll first check whether I'll check character wise, not the whole string. I'll check character wise. Okay, if both of them are equal, if at any instant the characters are not equal, then I'll go to the mappings, whether by changing this letter by the mapping given below, are we able to get the character that we want. Are we able to get that character? If yes, then I'll doing continue looking, then I'll just move on to the next character. That I mean to say, I'll just move on to the next character and I'll continue the procedure after that. If doing this procedure I get on to the, like I just go through entire sub string, then I shall return true, otherwise false. You will understand more once I start coding. So let's get into the code now. Okay, so yeah. So what I was thinking is that I'll create a hash map for this. I'll create a hash map. I don't want to hassle traveling into the mappings array multiple times every now and then. So instead of doing that, instead of traveling the mappings array every now and then, what I can do is that I'll create a hash map. Okay, I'll create a hash map which would contain the character first, and it would basically a hash map of character with hash set. So each character would contain the mappings. Like for T, it would contain 7, 8, like that. Okay, so that way, instead of, if I would have used list, so I would have to iterate the entire list. So time complexity would be less. But in hash set, we know we can check whether the element is present in a set in big O of 1. So I shall use that power. Let's see. So we'll create a hash map first. Hash map character hash set. Okay, this will also be character map equal to new hash map. Okay, now I'll use int I equal to 0, and I'll just try to iterate over there. I'll just try to iterate over the entire mappings array. Okay, so while I is not equal to mappings dot length, I shall see if the map I shall see if the map contains the letter at mappings I comma 0, like E, T, T from the example over here. Okay. So if map dot contains key mappings of I comma 0, if it is like false, at the first case it would be false. So what I shall do? I shall create a hash set of my own first. So hash set character set is equal to new hash set. Okay, great. Okay, now I have my hash set. I shall add the corresponding value to mappings I comma 0, which should be mappings I1. Okay, so set dot add mappings I1. Okay, once I do that, now I shall map mappings I comma 0 with mappings I comma 1. So I shall put a map dot put mappings I comma 0 with the set. That's it. And if the map contains the key, then what I shall do? I shall create another hash set then, like set2, and I would just get it map dot get this time with mappings of I comma 0. Okay, once I get this set2, I shall just simply add the mappings I1 value to the set2. Once I do that, I shall put map do dot put mappings of I comma 0 with set2. Once this is done, I shall just move ahead in the loop. Okay. Now once this operation is done, my hash map is ready. Once this operation is done, my hash map is ready. Now what I'll do, I'll just go ahead and get the, but first, before I do anything else, I will do one thing. If my s dot length, okay, that is less than sub dot length, then it is simply impossible. So I shall return false over here only. Okay. Otherwise, I shall go ahead and do the operations now. I will take. I already have I. I shall set that I is equal to 0, and I shall take a j variable as well. Okay. and a window length, a window like length only. Let's consider window length as well. Window length shall be sub dot length. Okay, sub dot length should be my window length, and I want j to be I plus window length. Okay, now I want to extract substring. Okay, so while I is not equal to, or rather than less than equal to, because I want the last substring as well, s dot length and j is less than equal to s dot length. Okay, what I shall do now, I shall create the string. Okay, string str is equal to s dot substring from I to j. Once I get this substring, now I have to check the condition. So I shall make another separate function over here, public boolean, and check on. For this, I want string s, rather str I shall say, and another string I would want is the string sub, and along with that I want my map. Okay, so I want my hash map, hash map, uh, character hash set character map. Okay, I need this, and I shall pass the string. Just a minute. If check con str sub and then map, if it gives true, if it gives true, I shall straight away return true, that I have found the substring. I don't need to check any further. But if I don't find the substring, I shall move the pointers I plus plus j plus plus, and along with that continue with the loop. And if I run the loop entirely, I'll still cannot get any other substring. If I run the loop entirely and still couldn't get any substring, then in that case I shall return false. So I shall write return false over here. Now comes the main part of writing the check condition. Okay, so I need a pointer I over here. Now the thing is that I'll check letter by letter from str to sub whether they have the same letter. So I shall write for I equal to 0, I is less than sub dot length I plus plus. Yes, sub dot length I plus plus. Both str and sub would have the same length regardless. One mistake over here. Actually, yes. Now better. Now I'll check. I'll have my char ch set up as str dot char at I, and I have ch2 is as sub dot char at I. If that ch is equal to ch2, I shall just continue with my work. No worries. But if they are not, then I shall go into the mapping section. Okay. So I shall then check if map dot contains ch2, if that is true or not. But if it is false, like in the first case it would be false, like suppose l, let us consider la. L is mapped with a. Oh no, wait a minute. Like mm, T is 7 and 8. Let me get an example, but there is no such mappings there. Yes, for over here, like 0 for 0, we don't have the map only. So if the map doesn't contain 0, for this case, if it is false over here, okay, the map doesn't contain 0, map dot contains key. Map dot contains key ch2 is that is false. Map dot contains key ch2 is that is false. Then that means then that means that this is not the substring. Okay, you should look forward. Okay, so I shall write return false. Okay, else else what I shall do? Else means that the map contains that particular key. Okay, now I have to check whether the the hash set from this map contains ch or not. Okay, so I shall just extract the hash set first. Hash set character set is equal to map dot get ch2. Okay, once I get that set, I have to check whether if set dot contains ch. If that is false, if that is false, if the set doesn't contain that particular letter, okay, like O over here, I suppose 0 should be mapped with O, but instead of being mapped 0 over here should be mapped with O, but instead of 0 being mapped with O, let's say it is mapped with A. Okay, A, B, C, but it doesn't contain 0. So that means that substring is not the answer. I shall move forward, move the window forward. Okay, so yeah, so for that case, I shall return false straight away. I don't need it. Else, what I shall do? Else, it means yeah, this can still be the subset that I am looking forward to. So then I shall just continue, do nothing else. Hands up. This code should work now. Let me have a look from upwards. Sub dot length, I extracted the characters, then I checked whether those are same or not. If they are same, well done, you can move forward. If they are not same, then I have to check from the map whether map contains them or not. If the map doesn't contains them, then that is not the substring. If the map contains them, then I shall just get the set and I shall see that whether the ch character is there in the set or not. If it is not there, then that is not the answer. If it is there, then continue looking forward to it. Okay, this shall be it. And yeah, if I yes, one more thing. If I run through the entire length of the sub, then that means, and come out of the loop, that means that is my answer that I'm looking forward to. Then I shall return true. Otherwise, it would have been false way before. Okay. Yes, this should work. This should work. Let's see. Let's run it. Compiler. Okay. Um, cannot find symbol 30. Hash map equal to new map equal to new hash map. What seems to be the problem over here? Just a minute, guys. Hmm. Oh, I got the error. Such a silly error. Yeah, my god. Hash map M should be capital. Let's see now. Let's see now whether it runs or not perfectly. Yeah, it runs. Let me submit it. Hopefully, it runs perfectly. Hopefully, let's see. Yes, it is accepted. Very good. Finally. So, this was the solution for the problem. See you in the next world. Till then, goodbye.